Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to show you in this video a really cool installation by the DVeStore, and I'm also going to go ahead and talk about our open source control software which was used in this video. And this is a really cool video. I'm going to kind of narrate it where they actually took, and this is just so cool, they took a older composite video system that was out of date, and they actually brought it up to high definition for this small church, and they did it on a very low budget. So I believe this is the old composite live video mixer, excuse me, and this is the old manual camcorder that the church was using. And they're just putting all of that old stuff away and doing a full refresh for the church so that they have a modern system. You can see the composite cables there, just a really older installation for live streaming and recording what was going on in the church, but it just wasn't exactly modern. It wasn't HD. It wasn't easy for the volunteers to use, and they're doing a tech refresh, which I hope that you're starting. I know so many people, they build and they build and they build, and then eventually you just got to replace a few things. So here we are, and they're going to show they went with vMix, so that's vMix 17. vMix 18 is now available. They're using a converter to take some of those old pieces out of the system and still use them. You can see there's HDMI coming into the decimator. Don't worry about all of these flow diagrams. This is what professional integrators use, but it just shows you kind of how it's working. There's an HDMI splitter there that they're using, HDMI over Ethernet converter, which is actually feeding two HDMI televisions and a projector. So that's something that a lot of churches need, is to be able to also give the video back to the projector and the other televisions. Now you can see the cabling's a mess, which DVeStore helped out and fixed up. And there's the cabling, so they're just showing how many cables there are. Here is vMix here, and they're showing the vMix in there. And then I'm just gonna skip a little bit ahead here. Hopefully that I'll put the link to this video as well. You can see, okay, that's the podium PC. You can see there's a PC down there at the podium there. They run cabling there. They're running vMix there. You can see the rack up above. It's cool to see these real world situations here. Again, two monitors being fed, and the projector. So that's why they have that HDMI distributor, and the projector then can show exactly what's either on the cameras or, depending on how they set up the software, the choir lyrics and other things. So they put all the things in there. They also bought a backup storage system, and these are about $100. It's 8 terabytes, and now they can store all their recordings on that and not have to have everything on the computer itself. So that's a great little USB connected external hard drive, which I highly suggest people use. Here's the PTZOptics camera. You can see they're taking HD-SDI off the camera and plugging it into vMix. They've got a network control. vMix can actually control the camera as well, so you can see it being remotely controlled there. They're not using the HDMI, they're just using the SDI, and then using an HDMI splitter in the rack to send all the video out. They've created a very nice little cable track, and then here's the open source control software that they're using. So I'm going to download that with you in this video and show you how it works, but they've actually customized it, which I think is awesome. So they've got 6 buttons here. They've got one for a baptism, one for the podium close, one for the press wide, one for, it says sacrament, another one for podium medium, and then sacrament right. Oh, so sacrament left, sacrament right. And you click those buttons, and literally the camera goes directly to them. So you can see he's panning, tilting, and zooming with that software, And he's also able to zoom out, zoom in, and then all those buttons there makes it easy for the volunteers to be able to go ahead and click a button. You know, he's going to click that button. And I guess he's already at podium medium. And if he clicks another button, it'll take you to sacrament left. And that's how presets work. Sacrament right. And it just makes it easy for the camera operators to have super easy control. You've even got 3 extra buttons down there, but the ability to name the buttons, change the icons so that they make sense for your volunteers, for your users. That's what we're really talking about here. And you can see there that the projector is actually showing exactly what's coming out of vMix. And the open source control software just really adds that extra level of usability, and that's what I'm going to show you in this course. So we're gonna show you how to. By the way, contact DVeStore, and I will link to their website and their description if you want a system like that. In fact, let's show this really quickly. Here is the outside of the lobby where they're bringing that output of the camera to the lobby as well, and I think that's an important part. A lot of churches have that. Now, before it was a fuzzy standard definition video. Now they've brought it up to HD, and it looks great. And that's what they do at DVeStore Direct. I mean, they really do a great job. There's the camera, and before it was a standard def, now they've got the high def PTZ camera. So it's a great setup. It's a great system. Kudos to DVeStore Direct for doing a great job with this, and you could definitely talk to DVeStore about this high definition upgrade. So what am I going to do now? Now I'm going to take you to our website, show you where to get the open source control software. Of course, you need to use our camera to do this. But what we do is we go over here, we go to resources, and down accessories, actually, camera control software, open source control software. And there's a data sheet, there's instructions, and then there's a free download. We go ahead and hit download, and it gives us a whole bunch of different options for the open source control software, the protocol info, the open source code, a 3-camera control system, the original GitHub license, and then what I'm going to suggest we do is download the ready-made PTZOptics. And when we open that, it's a zipped file, so we have to unzip it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the desktop here. Just go ahead and click yes. Okay. Now what I need to do is just open it up. So let's go to open source control software. Now, one of the first things you'll see here, so if I double click this, it looks like this because it is open source control software. Okay, so this is not for exactly just anybody, but if I open it with Google Chrome, what do I get? I get the church control software. That's it. And you put this is network-based control, so once you've gotten the camera on your network, you do need to get the IP address of it and put it in here. That's how it knows which camera. So if you have multiple cameras, you could just simply have just copy and paste this twice, open it up twice, and you could run one next to the other. There's a lot of different ways that you could do this. You could run 3 of them next, so that could be camera 1, and you could change this to say camera 1, camera 2, whole bunch of different ways to do this. Okay, and you can change the logos, change everything in that source code. Now we do have other software that's more advanced. Really quickly, I'll just show you. I'm not going to go ahead and do this, but in the downloads folder, you can download the IP address settings tool to find your camera on the network, set the IP address, and then in here, you just go to preferences, set it, and you can change all of this. It's completely open source. So, little advanced. I said we're going to do some easy stuff and some advanced stuff. So that is the advanced stuff, and I hope that was fun. I hope that was a good tutorial. It went a little long, but we showed a cool case study, and thanks for watching. Hello everybody, Paul Richards here with PTZOptics, and I want to go over our very first House of Worship case study. We are dedicated to talking about houses of worship and helping you succeed in live streaming. It's such a wonderful mission. Let's talk about a really great case study with the New Hope Baptist Church of Newark, New Jersey, and I want to give full props to Sirius Live and Howard Jones. His website is usalivestream.com. He's very engaged in the industry, and he's an expert for houses of worship looking to integrate live streaming projects, especially in the New Jersey area. He's a great resource, and I am actually going to go ahead and play a video that's going to show everything that he went through, what's going on in the church streaming and live house of worship market, a really cool project that he did. But before I do so, I just wanted to mention that we have this new project. New Hope Baptist Church of Newark, New Jersey is one of the first churches to get involved, which is the House of Worship Streaming Directory. We want to help the houses of worship who are using our products to get noticed and hopefully, spread their wonderful message. So that's the goal here, and I'm going to go ahead, but without further ado, I want to show off this great project that Howard's been working on. So let's go ahead and start.
Hello everyone, welcome to this special broadcast. I'm Dashan Farad. This gentleman has been around for quite some time. He's been involved in live streaming also for quite some time before it even became a popular trend. He recently installed a live stream system for the pastor and congregation to broadcast the church's weekly and weekend services. What exactly is live streaming? Because it's now a very popular trend that has taken on a life of its own, I'll say for the past maybe 2-3 years that I've seen.
Yes, live stream is becoming has become mainstream. I'll just make sort of an analogy, just like you would see a live news show, a live award show where it's broadcast live to television on the airwaves. That's a live broadcast. Well, live streaming is basically the same thing. You're taking the imagery from your camera and you're broadcasting the show via internet.
How long have you been involved in live streaming broadcast? Because I understand you've done it for various entities.
6 years, 7 years.
And that was before it blew up, before it became popular, the live streaming.
The pastor at New Hope Baptist Church in East Orange contacted me, and he expressed a desire to be able to broadcast his services in HD. He wanted a multiple camera setup.
With my Savior, He means more to me.
And he wanted to be able to live stream to his Facebook page and to YouTube. When you're broadcasting, you're not just broadcasting for the people that can't be there, like the sick and shut in or the expatriate. It's actually a form of branding, of propelling your brand to the internet for potentially millions of viewers. Okay, so in his case, we assessed his needs, and what we determined was we were going to give him 2 automatic pan-tilt zoom cameras where it would be easy for one person to operate. And the live streaming would be, the system would be software based. And that is that the cameras will come into a control system, a computer, and the software would do the switching, will control the switching apparatus between the cameras. And so one person would be able to sort of control everything. A really professional looking multi-camera broadcast.
How will the broadcast, the live stream broadcast, be maintained? Will it be by yourself? Will it be by your staff, the church staff? How will you all keep that up?
So part of the contract was to, after installation, to develop and train their live streaming ministry. We're training people how to run the software, because it's a software-based live stream. Basically, how to use the equipment and how to use the automatic camera.
So far, I want to know how was New Hope's live stream broadcast? How has it been received by viewers thus far?
they're getting about 1,000 viewers in the first couple of weeks per service on some of their services.
You said, per broadcast.
Per broadcast, yeah, 1,000 views combined.
And you actually, I'm going to tell you, as a newsman, you have some of my colleagues at some of the newspapers and the TV networks. They don't even get 1,000 viewers per broadcast during their live stream. That's phenomenal, I would say.
There's a lot of reasons for that. Fortunately for New Hope Baptist Church, they had a Facebook fan page that had many likes and many followers, and so they had that already built up, the viewership.
Would you go over to your neighbor and shake somebody's hand, give them a hug, a handshake, tell them my worship.
Look him up. I'm Dashawn Farad. See you next time. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so I mean, it was really just a moving, great success story. If you're a church out there in New Jersey, feel free to reach out to Howard Jones. He's a great integrator there at USA Livestream. If you're a church anywhere in the world, really, and you want to take a look at our cameras, feel free to take our course below to learn more. And thank you for watching. I love it. Did you see they were using our open source control software? I love it when I see that. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Click to watch another exciting PTZOptics video, and don't forget to subscribe. Tune in Fridays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern to join our live show with new industry experts interviewed every week.